Okay, let's start. Last time I tried to implement line buffering in my channels, and then I got an issue with mixing read line and simple read, and it's here. Here's the test. I try to read a line, and since there is more data than just one line, it is put into a buffer, and then I want the following read to read all the data, including the data that is stored in the buffer. And this doesn't work like this yet. It isn't hard to fix, but well, first I'll hide this test for now, because I want to make one little change first. And that's the name of this method. Well, this method is called read, but unlike all other read or readline method, it doesn't return anything. It actually reads into a buffer, so I'll call it read into buffer. And I'm calling it here and here. And everything should work. Does it? Yes, it does. So that's the first step. The second step is that the read method should be a little bit more complex than what it is right now. So instead, I want to create a new method, and I will call it actually read, and it will return like this. Just this simple, because I want to separate an actual read and this one a little bit more complex read than just simple read. And in this method I actually want to call the underscore read and test it. And it doesn't work anymore because the new abstract method is called the underscore read, and it's not just read. Well, that's quite easy to solve. First I rename this method here, and then I rename this method here, and then I rename the method here, and check. Nope. Oh, right, and it's tests. I have this custom test sample called simple channel and lines test, and I rename it here as well. Yep. The only difference is that the new abstract method is called underscore read, and the method called just read simply calls that method. And well, now I can return this test. It fails, of course, but now it's really simple to fix, because it will be something like this. I'll empty the buffer and put all the value into this result, and just like that, right? No, almost. Oh, well, that will work for now. Yep, it works. But now, yeah, that's it. And last time I had to remove the test that verified that LineChannel, line buffer channel, can actually return any data once the channel is closed. And this didn't work because I used actual real pipes, and when pipe is closed it doesn't return any data anymore. But what I wanted to test was that any buffered data can still be read. So the test should be something like this. Start by copying test from here, and oh okay, it's two different tests, and well, here's how it will work. Alright, I'll write something that starts with a line and also has some additional data. Then I can close it, and before I close it I call read, and it will return this, and the next read line should return this. Does it work? Yes, this works. That's the actual test I want to have. And similar test here. I'll start with this and flush and read before closing and read line and exception, and yeah, this works. And I want to have the same thing for socket channel, probably. No, yes, that's enough. Great. And well, right now I also want one more thing. I don't actually want to call the readLine method. I want to call just read method. So, in fact, the whole test that I want to see, I'll just copy this test, right? And paste. Oh, I forgot one line. Let me copy all this. That's the test, and I paste it, and I'll call it this way. And what I want is and instead of I probably don't want well, I probably don't want this test. Right. That's how I want it. I want for any channel, it's actually for any channel, not just pipe channel, that I can pass an additional buffering property, buffering keyword argument, and if it's set to line, then read is actually a read line, and of course it fails. Yeah, it fails because it doesn't know anything about buffering. And how do I want to implement this? Well, first I want to have any additional arguments, and these are passed to the base channel constructor, right? And now it says that init doesn't know anything about buffering, and now it does. Yeah, it does, but it's not the actual it's not the actual line buffering, and I think that I can simply do the following. For read self line. I wonder if this will. Yep. Marvelous. Well, this is simply great. And now I think that I don't want the read line method anymore, and instead of readline method, I will rename it to _readline, and I will do it like this, and in my test I will keep this test as is, but for socket test I will rename it as a line buffered socket channel test, and again it will be a buffering line, and instead of any read line calls I want read, and this fails. Yeah, sure it fails, because why? Well, it's in because it's on folder test. I'll get to this later, a bit later. I'll just not run this test for now. And of course there is an error because simple channel doesn't have attribute read line. Why? What's wrong? Oh, it's simply yeah. Oh, because my in fact, just ignore this test as well. Oh, what's wrong now? It's in and that's understandable because I need to pass keyWargs here. What's now wrong? And somewhere I'm still doing. Oh yes, this test. I don't need it anymore. I copied it and rename the copy, but the original test isn't needed. Yep, works. Great. But I had to comment out the line channel test because line channel simply doesn't work like anymore, and that's because I want to remove that line channel completely. And done. There is no more line channel. And there is, I wonder if I use this function anywhere. No, I don't use this anywhere, and I don't import this anymore, and I don't use this class anywhere, and I don't need this test anymore as well. And there is also some kind of additional test. I don't need it as well because I only have now pipe channels and socket channels, and I can enable buffering on them, and that's just it. And here's one more thing. I don't need that mix test anymore. I don't have it anymore. So, in fact, does it work? No. Oh, right. Because I removed line channel, and I did it in no. Oh, right, it's in init. And now it's in polar. There is no more line channel class, and I'm afraid that this will simply fail. It can't be imported. Can't import line channel. Oh, that's in test. Name line channel is not defined, and that's in polar itself. And so how do I want this to work? And the solution is again simple, and I simply want no, I'll close this. I want to have a property called buffering for any channel so that I know if it's line buffered or not. Any channel can be line buffered or not. And for I don't want the same test here. I want it, for example, in pipe and point test, I want just buffering property. I want it to be equal to bytes, and of course it fails because there is no attribute buffering, and I'm fixing it now. There is now. and I will also make it this way, and nope. Oh, right, because yeah, now it works. Well, pipe channel test doesn't have, oh, because it's called this different way. It's called, yeah, there is no object, but this test is organized a bit differently. I should spend some time fixing it. Yes, this works. And now I can return to polar. I want a polar to work this way. Instead of wrapping a class into LineChannel, which doesn't exist anymore, it simply passes buffering. Buffering. Oh, and of course I want buffering to be not none but bytes. And if channel buffering lines line, and then it works this way. Otherwise it works this way. Oh, no. Line channel not defined, and that's, of course, instead of line channel, oh, and of course that's not the correct way to do this. Okay, what if I skip this? And there is one more here, and oh, that's simple. Oh, and here I can check this. Nope. Oh, right. Yeah, this works. Now, I wanted to verify that this works with line buffering, but I probably need a separate test for this, and I wonder if I can make it really quick and like this. I probably can, and instead of, I will do it this way. It's line buffer. Buffering equals line, and I don't need to make this wrapping anymore, and let's check. Nope. What? Oh, right, no setup server, because it was a simple test here, but no, wrong. Yeah, this works. I will probably spend some time organizing all these tests to be more readable, but now this is how it should work. Well, I guess that's it for now. I will write the documentation and change logs off screen probably, and then I'll just make a release of the channel's 0.2.0 version. That's it.